30 hours, most of them are greater than 8. Here we're going to check the distribution of the data. So academic work pressure, as we can see here clearly, the greater the person is feels work pressure, the higher the incidence of the pressure. We can also see here by the block spot. Study job satisfaction is the opposite. The less satisfied people are with the job, the more they tend to be uh, depressed. Work hours, study hours, the more they work, the more depressed they become. Financial stress, same patterns here. Age, so less than 30, 35 maybe, they are more depressed compared to the rest of the people with higher age. CGPA seems to be pretty similar across the CGPA, except for people with a greater CGPA. So more ADA, this is just not going to focus on this. Here we're going to analyze if the differences are statistically significant. So gender, so there are 52 observations from male and 47 for female. 18% of males have depression and 70% of gender of females have depression. So it's not uh, that much of a difference. Let's test for if this difference is statistically significant. So we are going to use chi-square uh, test of independence to check that using the significance level of 0.05. So the p-value resulted in 0.73, which means that we reject the null hypothesis. Actually, we accept the null hypothesis, which means that there is no significance between gender, male and female. So the age, so it's quite similar, the distribution, the number of the distribution, yeah. And we see here that what stands out from the rest is the people below 30. This is clearly significant difference, at least in terms of proportion. Let's check for the if it is statistically significant and how much a person with below 30 is more depressed compared to the other range of ages. So the p-value is very, very small, 133 zeros. And this is a function uh, to perform the pairwise comparison between all available groups. So here we see that, as I said, the Belfer-Morley corrected p-value. The original p-value is actually significance level is 0.05, but since we have five categories, six categories, six different levels, the p-value was readjusted to 0.008, so it's a very small p-value. And but we can see here that uh, all of the ages are the differences are significant. So comparing 31 to 40 versus 51 to 60, uh, people with 31 to 40 are like 1% more likely to have depression. It's not that much. So let's just focus on this. So people less than 30 are 5 times more likely to have, compared to 31 to 40, it's 5 times more likely to have depression than people between 31 and 40. I'm not sure if this is correct because it says that people below 30s are 480 times more likely to have depression than compared to 51 to 60. I didn't dive into this I'm not sure this is correct. This is too much, but I was too tired to check that. So let's just continue. Analyze the student. Most of the data sets are not. Most of the data comes for people that are not students, but most of the students have depression. Half of the students have depression. People live in India or uh, they really like to study. They are very smart, and this is just calculating the odds ratio. So uh, students and professional students are 9 times more likely to have depression than non-students. Suicidal thoughts. Let's jump to the p-value. So it's less than zero point zero 0.05, which means that we reject the null hypothesis, and people with suicidal thoughts are more likely to have depression. Of course, makes a lot of sense, and they are actually 5 times more likely to have depression than uh, people that have not that doesn't have suicidal thoughts. Dietary habits. The p-value is uh, significant. It is statistically significant. So moderate versus unhealthy. Unhealthy people are 1.4 more times likely to have depression than moderate. This is not statistically significant. So unhealthy people are 2 times more likely to have depression than uh, healthy people. So family history, illness, we accept the no hypothesis. No, actually, yeah, we accept. So there is no difference. Family history of mental illness uh, doesn't have don't have any effect on depression risk. Sleep duration. So we reject the null hypothesis and let's accept the alternative hypothesis, which is uh, the, uh, the the variables are associated. The categories are have a significant association. So the only one who is significant is more than 8 hours versus less than five. So people who sleeps uh, less than 5 hours are 61% more likely to have depression. Degree, it is statistically significant. So post just the differences is just for the other three different types of degrees and high school. So high school people are more likely to have depression than postgraduate, undergraduate, postgraduate, professional, doctorate, and so on. So work study hours, it is statistically significant as well. Uh, People who studies more than 5 hours are 2 times more likely to have depression than people who studies less than 5 hours. Okay, here we created predictive model. So we just removed the gender. I didn't remove family history of mental illness, but I could. Uh, so this is the continuous variables. Here we just perform label encoding to convert the string variables into uh, numerical variable. And here we split the data into training and test set, X for the independent uh, data and Y for the dependent data. We replace the DNAs with zeros, so there are a lot of INAs for CG,